Hello, everybody. Welcome to Broadway.com's Live at 5. It is Wednesday, a two-show day.
It is.
July 10th. I'm Beth Stevens.
And I'm Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And we're here in the studio with Caitlin Moynihan.
Hello.
And who do we have with us today, Ryan?
Guys, we have the wickedly awesome Jake Boyd with us this afternoon. Absolutely.
Yeah, so Winky Prince is in the house.
Winky Prince is here. Yes, absolutely.
We will talk to him shortly, but first, our top 5.
Something's coming, and it's something real good.
That's right. Ivo Van Hove's take on West Side Story is making its way to Broadway later this year. And today, we found out some casting that's very exciting. Here we go.
Tell us.
Isaac Powell will be playing Tony. A newcomer, Shireen Pimentel, who is a junior in the vocal program over at Juilliard, so soup's talented, will be Maria. Yesenia Ayala will be playing Anita. And Ben Tyler Cook will be playing Riff alongside Amar Ramazar, who made his Broadway debut not too long ago in Carousel, will be playing Bernardo. So, amazingly talented cast so far, all greats. Tony-winning director Ivo Van Hove will be directing this as well as Teresa de Kiersmacher will be choreographing.
New choreography for West Side Story,
yes, so
people.
Big deal. And I mean,
she's
a big deal, so I'm sure it's going to be all amazing. The show will begin previews in December, on December 10th, 2019. It'll officially open on February 6th of 2020. It'll be playing the Broadway Theater, currently home to King Kong, but will soon be vacating that theater, of course. But yes, a lot of these people that are doing the revival of West Side Story are also in Steven Spielberg's upcoming film.
Well.
Take on West Side Story. So they are just West Side Storying
with
all
different,
over the place.
but a different staging,
yes,
different choreography,
very
different take.
But very exciting. Congrats to all those that were cast. Can't wait to see it.
And someone new is taking hold of the magic carpet.
Yay, we have someone new in Aladdin.
That's right.
Jacob Dickey will be Prince Ali in the show beginning on July 16th. He's taking over for Ainsley Mellum, who is currently playing Aladdin and will take his final bow
and such a darling.
He's so cute.
Yeah, we talked to him
on
here.
July 14th. He's been here. So Dickey currently covers the roles of Aladdin and Kasim.
Amazing.
You know, the guys. And he also played the role on the North American tour. He joins our vlogger, Michael James Scott, who plays the Genie. Ariel Jacobs as Princess Jasmine. Jonathan Freeman, who's been in it the whole damn time. And more. And Dickey will play a limited engagement through September 12th, so check him out.
Cool.
And there's a fun little transfer happening across the pond.
Yes, the musical take on Amelie had a UK premiere at the Watermill Theatre in Newbury, and now it is moving to London's The Other Palace Theatre this fall. It'll begin performances on November 29th at the Other Palace Theatre. This production of Amelie is directed by Michael Fentiman, and Audrey Bresson will repeat her turn in the title role. She will be joined by Sophie Crawford, Phelan Cunningham, Rachel Dawson, Oliver Grant, Chris Jared, and more. Amelie will play a limited engagement at the Other Palace Theatre through February 1st, 2020. It's a sweet little show.
Let's go see it.
If you're over there,
Let's go.
You're going to take me to London?
I'm ready.
I'm sold. All right.
And this stage favorite has a fun new screen gig.
So when Darren Criss does stuff, we just talk about it.
Yes.
So that's, I don't want to say that. He's a Broadway.com Audience Choice
in
Award
our contracts.
winner.
Yep.
It's in our, we don't have contracts, but if we did. So he is headlining and penning songs. He's going to write songs for Quibi's new musical comedy series called Royalties. Of course, Darren was on Broadway. I don't have to tell you who Darren Criss is, but he's going to write. So let me just read what it says, because it's interesting. So he plays part of a songwriting duo, and he's actually also writing the songs as they navigate creating a great song week after week. So talking about the songwriters behind, it's like behind the music.
Yeah.
Ish.
Right.
Putting the spotlight on real life music personalities. I don't have a date on this, but I'm there for it. I'm there for it.
Whatever you
Darren
want to
Criss,
do, Darren.
we're here for you.
We're there.
And if you want to come here and sing those songs, we got you. We got you.
And this original show is going to have a new life on form of a cast recording.
Yes, this is really happy news. So Halftime, which is a new musical debuted in 2018 at the Paper Mill Playhouse in Jersey, will receive a cast recording on August 2nd. This show features a book by our beloved prom peeps Bob Martin and Chad Begelin, with music by Matthew Sklar and lyrics by Nell Benjamin. Paper Mill's Halftime was directed and choreographed, of course, by Jerry Mitchell. It tells the true story of 10 senior citizens who auditioned to dance during the halftime for a major basketball team. The cast included Andre DeShields, Lilias White, Donna McKechnie, and of course the late Georgia Engel, who gave her final performance in halftime. So you can get that cast recording on August 2nd. It's a cute little summery sound.
Summery
yeah,
sounds.
Absolutely.
Love it.
So make sure you do that. Also, on the site, The Lion King, the live action. I know it's not
I
real
love how you
animals.
even saying the Lion King movie like there wasn't one before.
Right. So the live action
new
Lion
one.
King movie, the new one, it had its West Coast, I would assume. It's
world
its
premiere.
Big premiere. It's world premiere in LA. And some tour and Broadway peeps are all there to celebrate. We have some photos of that event on the site right now.
And yes, Beyonce was there.
Yes, of course.
I mean,
Beyonce
that's really
was
what you
there.
wanted to know, right?
We also just found out like Chance the Rapper was a nostalgia consultant.
Nostalgia consultant.
Which,
I
you
want
know,
that
I was
job.
gonna say, can we? I can do that for things.
If you want to talk about the original Wicked, I'm here.
Yes,
Just
there
so
we
you
go.
know. Okay.
Speaking
I saw
of-
it. I saw it.
Speaking of Wicked.
Speaking of, thank you, Ryan.
Yes, my pleasure.
Caitlin, will you tell us about our guest, please?
Gladly. Yes, we have Jake Boyd with us here in the studio today. He is currently playing, as we said, the Winky Prince Fiero on Broadway. He made his Broadway debut in Rock of Ages, and he was Fiero on the national tour, so he really knows what he's doing. Some of his off-Broadway credits include Sweeney Todd, Carrie, The Lost Smoker in America, and, fun fact, he was in the New Jersey production of Be More Chill. So we've got a whole lot to talk about. Follow him on Instagram at Jake Boyd, but it's JAYKEBOID. Sound it out. Find him. Follow him. Leave some comments. Leave your questions in the comments below right here. And please welcome Jake and Beth.
Thank you, Caitlin. Hey, Jake.
Hi, Beth.
All right, let's talk about the spelling first.
Of course, yes.
That's not how he spells his name in the playbill.
No,
No.
it's because some mean person out there already took my name as a handle.
We have kind of
and,
generic
you
names,
know,
the Beth Stevenses and the Jake Boyds. It's just how it goes.
I
So you
learned
got
phonetic
creative.
spelling in musical theater school, so I got to use it for something.
I love it. So how's it going over at the Gershwin Theater?
It's great. It's awesome. I love it. We just did a
It's a
really great show.
Day.
It's a two-show day.
Thank you for coming. And you
Yeah.
got those white pants off and you came
Oh,
over.
yeah.
You put on jeans. I
And
don't
fun
wanna
fact,
say
they
it.
were just tailored even more to be even more revealing. So yet another reason,
to return to the Gershwin.
you know.
He's selling it. He knows how. He knows what the people give the people what they want.
Fiero
So
pants.
this is not your first time playing Fiero. Tell me about the very first time.
The very first time I played Fiero was on the national tour, second national tour. Started in Portland, I think, 2015, and went for about almost a year to the day till 2016. And the best part about it, in addition to obviously being a part of Wicked, is I got to play my hometown as like my last
Which is
stop. Well, close enough. I'm from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and we play Birmingham, and it's just like 30 minutes
You
away.
are such a Southern gentleman without the Southern gentleman accent, because actors, they
Yeah.
lose it.
Yeah.
They do their thing. So back in Alabama, so I don't know a lot about Alabama, but I want you to take me back to your childhood and your inspiration. When I think of Alabama, I think football. That's all I think of.
You
Are there
not
other
wrong.
things there?
You are not wrong. You know, I think that the football kind of dominates the talk sometimes, but there's so much talent in
But
Alabama.
yet here you are, a musical theater guy.
It's really incredible down there. There's so much art. I went to a public high school where we had a show choir class, a musical theater class, and a chorus. Like all these different types
Wow.
of classes. Musical theater was a class, and a public school. Isn't that so cool?
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So what made you get bitten by the theater bug? What show did your parents
I
take
mean,
you to? It's
who
usually
can
something like that.
explain the magic of theater? I mean, my parents had me in sports, which I didn't hate per se. I just didn't.
You sound like you
feel-
loved it. I didn't hate it.
I didn't feel inspired.
I see.
You know what I mean? And the first time our school went on field trips and we saw Snoopy the musical,
Oh, okay.
and I knew some upper kids who were in my school, and I was watching them, and I just thought, I want to do that. I'm going to do that. That's what I want to do. And
here
then
you
I
are.
literally have not stopped doing it since.
You have been working so much. You knock on whatever this is made out of. We're just gonna knock on things. You graduated from school and you just started working. Is that true?
Luckily,
much?
yeah, pretty much.
So what drove you to get out there and get seen?
I did not have a backup. I did not prep a backup. I didn't double major. I didn't do anything
have no other skills.
else. I have no, I know it's true. It's a joke, but it's true. I have no other skills. So it was kind of sink or swim, and it was what I always wanted to do. And even if I was unhappy pursuing it or not doing what I wanted to do, well, I was going to be unhappy doing whatever I was going to do anyway. So I might as well be pursuing what I like to do.
Now that's the mindset right there. That's the mindset. Now, since we were talking about football, I want to bring up you have a project coming up where you play a football player.
Yes, but the British version of football. So soccer, for everyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about.
So you're going to be at the Alliance Theater in September in Becoming Nancy, directed and choreographed by Jerry Mitchell. Tell us about it.
It is the sweetest musical ever. I'm so excited. It takes place in the late 70s, early 80s in a suburb of London, where this burgeoning young gay kid who's coming into his own gets cast as Nancy in his high school production of Oliver. I'm not playing that role. That's Zach Sale, but I play the soccer jock student who comes in, and they kind of spark up a romance, and it's uber sweet.
Okay, let's get back to Wicked because the Wicked heads are watching.
True.
Oh, she's scrolling through. I know you've got questions. We'll get to
True.
in a second. Okay, now you've got 2 new people starring alongside of you, Hannah Corneau and Jenna Claire Mason. Am I saying her name right?
Correct.
Jenna Claire Mason. So you've got some new, people, new green girl.
And
How's
they're
it going?
awesome.
Are they?
Yeah, they're terrific.
I mean, I think it's pretty fantastic when people are making their Broadway debut as the lead in a major Broadway musical.
Even better than that, someone who's making their Broadway debut and doing an awesome job at it, but someone who's really awesome and nice. Both of those girls, both Jenna Claire and Hannah, they are the nicest people, and it's such a good group and a good energy at the theater backstage. So, I mean, everyone does really like each other as much as I don't know if you think that at all, but I hope you can tell that we all really like each other.
Now, Fiero has a little time off. So what are you doing backstage?
I do
while the girls are belting their faces off.
Well, I am kind of obsessed with this British history podcast at the moment, and I'm not getting anything to plug that at all. It's just one of my favorite things. I'm like into medieval medicine at the moment, and then crosswords.
Wow,
that's really
very
weird,
brainy.
right? Yeah,
brainy Fiero. I love it. I love it. Okay, do you have a favorite part of the show? You've done it so much after doing the tour.
I mean, yes, I love the courtyard, the swooping into the courtyard. I mean, probably because I'm getting to be center stage and like singing and doing my thing, but I just think it's a really fun time, and moving into I like the Oz Desk too, and then I kind of get to stand off the side and watch all these other amazing artists just like dance and kick
and
their
those crazy
face, and
costumes. They're so cool.
they're beautiful.
Gorge. All right, I'm going to get to your questions because I'm watching Caitlin
I'm
trying.
scrolling.
Her eyes are crossing because Fiero's here. Fiero. Caitlin,
Yes.
what
All
are
right.
the people asking?
All right. First questions first is Mason wants to know what was it like to find out that you were going to be playing Fiero on Broadway after doing it on tour, and how has that been to
There was
be
a
on
little
Broadway?
break there, right? And then
Oh
you booked
yes,
it.
there was a little break. And actually, I got to do it on Broadway fairly recently. Just a really quick stint from in December through February, and that was the first time I got to do it here, and it was so cool. 15-year-old me was
Geeking
out. I still think about it, and I'm like, wow, this is like.
So when you
cool.
took your first step on Broadway, did you have people there that you knew in the audience? Did you tell people?
Yeah, I did. I can't remember if someone was there for my first time playing it, but honestly, that first performance was for me. I mean, obviously it was for other people, but I'm like, today,
the paying
this
ticket
matinee,
holders, yeah.
what, and yes, obviously for them, but like for the inside, like who I'm sharing it with, I was sharing it with myself as like this culminating moment of I wanted to remember it and like feel it.
That's amazing. So when
Yeah.
you took your Broadway bow for the first time, was it a special? Do you remember
Oh,
it, or
it
was
was-
it just blur?
No, I remember it. I mean, still, like, it is a blur because it really did all happen very quickly. But I remember it because of the support and the love that everyone else gave me, too. And, because I was just stepping in for a moment and
And
was
who was
lucky
your
enough to
alphabet and
come
who was
back.
your Glinda?
Jessica Vosk and Katie Rose Clark then
So you were in good hands.
was in good hands.
And Jessica
awesome
Vosk is going to be
performers.
with you
Yeah.
down in Georgia.
We get to be reunited.
A Fiero and Alphaba moment. I'm always there for that. Okay, I'm sorry. We have more questions.
Yes.
I interrupted.
So Isabella wants to know if you've ever had any favorite audience reactions during the show.
During Wicked specifically?
Yeah, during Wicked specifically.
Well, not any that kind of pop off at the top of my head, but whenever you can feel sometimes it's vocal and you can tell that the audience is really riding along with you, but a lot of times there's that permeating energy. And I love it when, especially on a matinee, you feel the audience come on board with you into the story, and because that's what it's there for. So when you have someone who you think is really soaking it up the way that you hope all audiences are soaking up, then you're like, oh, I was so tired this morning, but this was a really cool day.
And tell me about the stage door experience. I'm always curious about stage doors, especially when you like do it for the first time on Broadway. Is it different than doing the tours? Do people stage door tours? I don't even know.
Sometimes they do. Usually it's not as prevalent as here. I think here it's built into our culture of theater, which is awesome. I love it when I would see shows, and still do see shows sometimes. I'll be like, would you mind,
So you're stage dooring other shows is what you're saying?
When I get to, sometimes, yeah.
I like that. Do you want to tell us what you stage door?
Lifespan of Effect, because Daniel Radcliffe, Cherry Jones, and Bobby Cannavale are all it's so awesome.
Very starry show.
That was the last one. Yeah.
Did you do selfies? Did you get autographs?
No, because I do feel bad. I as someone who I have tremendous social anxiety sometimes, and so I always give it my best foot forward with talking and doing pictures, because I don't know, it really made my day when there were people that I saw do this who would take their time and say hello. But there are times where I'm like, I feel so overwhelmed. My social anxiety is through the roof. But then you get done with it and you're like,
because you open that door and people are
and it also built me up too. You know what I mean? It's like, while I can get a little timid sometimes, but it's really nice, and everyone's so sweet. There's never been anyone who's thrown an egg at me or anything. So I guess everything.
I don't see that happening. I mean, I'm not gonna jinx you, but I don't see that happening.
Amazing. Yeah. So Sammy wants to know, because you've played Fiero so many different times and different, on tour and on Broadway, what has Fiero taught you the most so far?
It's even interesting. Even playing the same role, having a whack at it a couple times, it still evolves and changes with me, because I'm not the same as I was a few years ago when I got to do it the first time. And so my experience in life kind of colors the interpretation a little bit more. Ultimately, it's kind of the same, but then not really.
Anything specific change? To your approach, for example?
Yeah, well, and I don't know if anyone would be able to gauge this but me, but I feel like I used to have a much more hard-lined Fiero. Maybe a little more too egotistical than... I mean, now he's more softer. He's still that because he has to be. That's who he is.
It's in the
but
script.
I have found moments of when I always thought of this one scene as this one way. And now, I guess just over time, I'm like, oh, I never thought about it like this, but I think that that's right.
So when you first moved to New York, tell me about that. You graduated from college, and then did you move here right after that?
I moved here right after. Right after I graduated, I did a summer stock called Forestburg Playhouse, which is about 2 hours upstate. So that put me in the vicinity of the city, and so every off
in
day,
the area, right.
I drove here because I took my car up and auditioned for anything and everything.
And didn't have an agent?
And I did have an agent at the time,
Okay,
yes,
cool.
that I got for my school showcase, who I love and I won't mention because I love her to death. And
so you got an agent from your school showcase. You got a regional production of something, and then tell me, were you going to open calls? Were you
all the time, and working the non-union street? Did you waking up at the 4 in the morning. Yes, I did. I've always, the restaurant industry is there, catering, party planning. It's all super convenient. But if you're an actor, it sounds so cliche to be I'm doing this. But you just have your entire day free. And so, you can pursue what you want to do. The goal is to never have to do that again.
Right.
But listen, there is no shame in the hustle.
I agree with that. And I think it's important to show people that you didn't come here and book Fiero. You came here and you worked hard. And you had to survive. It's an expensive city. And
100%.
And you made your way, and you did it. You worked so much. I mean, Caitlin read a list of credits. That was very.
It wasn't
long.
even
You're
all
a
of
young
them.
guy.
Not even all of them.
It wasn't even all of them.
God, thank you very much. That's really. I do feel proud about all of those things, because while I would never fault anyone for dealing with the hand that they're played with. I mean, certainly if I had exorbitantly wealthy parents,
you take
and they're so. I love my parents. They're the most emotionally supportive you could ask for someone who's pursuing this industry.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you know, they don't have the means to be able to like, oh, don't worry, son, we'll pay your rent this month. I
don't
wish.
meet that many people where that.
I wish. But it feels really good to not only have that love and support from my parents emotionally, but because without that, I don't think I would have been able to like keep pounding the pavement and pushing it and hoping for those things to happen.
All right.
I love that.
I know we have more questions.
We do.
Look at she's like, we have like
Amazing.
700
No,
more
you're
questions.
good. So, Jane, this is just a fun random question. Jane wants to know what your go-to karaoke song is.
All these things that I've done by the Killers.
Oh, you knew that.
I
You
knew
were
that.
ready.
I know that. Yeah.
Do you karaoke a lot?
No.
Oh.
But that's the one I always pick.
No, you're just prepared.
But I think we should just have a little karaoke moment here. Anytime you're ready, just let us know.
I got soul, but I'm not a soldier.
Yeah.
I got soul, but I'm not a soldier.
On a two-show day.
Come
Ladies
on.
and gentlemen, come on.
Oh, that
We're
was
definitely
amazing.
inviting him to our next staff karaoke.
Oh, yeah, you can come to
Wicked,
staff
you're just
karaoke
part of
with
the
us whenever you
Broadway.com
want.
family,
Okay.
right? Yeah,
Boom,
definitely.
done.
The Wicked, the Broadway.com. We're like
We're close
blog-
by.
Yeah, we're super close.
We're super close. It's totally fine. All right, let's do another question. And so actually a lot of people want to know what's it like to get to dancing through life every night and kind of being able to get
What's it
through
like
that.
to dance through the life?
It's a really, I mean, it's an awesome number. And I'm a perfectionist, so I put a lot of pressure on myself. So it probably isn't. I border the line of like, okay, Jake, the whole premise of this song is you have to have fun. You have to have fun. And you can't look like you're working too hard or like trying too hard, but I want to be perfect and I want to nail it every time. So that's like kind of a little, I have to go through this whole thing in my mind before I come out for that number of stretching, working myself up. Okay.
We're
and
having
then
fun. We're
taking
having
it
fun.
all and throwing it away, and then kind of being like, and it's all chill, and this is what it is, and I'm going to school, and like, you know.
I'm feeling the Fiero vibe.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it. That's really fun.
That's amazing. All right, let's do one last question.
Okay.
And Celia wants to know, has there been a moment where you've been like, man, I'm in Wicked on Broadway, living out my dreams?
Every day. And that's not to say too that like, you know, we do 8 shows a week, day in, day out. And every Broadway show that you see, people, they're out there using their bodies, they're working hard, and they're dedicating themselves to doing this for audiences every day. And yeah, to get paid for it, because we love to do it too. And there are times where you're like, woof, okay. Especially for all the parents, Broadway actors who are parents, and all the stuff that they have on their plates where you're like, okay, I'm tired today. And then you get to walk out on the stage and you kind of, if you take a moment and look around and center yourself and be like, but I get to do this today and I get to be here, and which is such a small percentage of people who get to fulfill this dream in this way. And to me, that's where all of will banish any of those like I'm tired thoughts, because I mean, it's really true. It might sound a little trite, but it's a special experience every day you get to do it.
And it's not just a Broadway show. It's the biggest hit on Broadway.
It's true.
I'm just saying.
The Green
It's
Machine.
the Green Machine. Well, thank you so much for
Thank you,
joining us,
Beth.
Jake. You got to go back to the Gershwin. Get back in the white pants.
Yes, indeed.
Go have fun.
what the people
Have
want.
fun in that Ozdas ballroom. Give the people what they want. That's what you're going to do. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Caitlin, will you take us on out, please?
Gladly. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every single weekday here on Facebook. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts by searching for hashtag live at 5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in tomorrow when we talk to Tony nominee Damon Duano all about Oklahoma.